Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Are you ready for MTG Arena State of the Game Jumpstart Historic Horizons? There's more than that, but that is the title of the article. We're going through all of the latest and greatest arena news, keeping you up to date with the game that you love. Of course, like the video to show your support, help this poor creator, and subscribe to the channel because at 35,000 subs, we will be giving away a complete rare playset to the D&D expansion. Don't miss out on that. Check out the Linktree link if you're looking to support the channel or learn more. With this being said, let's get right into the article and discuss the latest and greatest news within Arena. All right, so state of the game, jumpstart, rise and shine. Basically what this video is about. Before you control F and search, control find historic brawl, because we know that that is in here. Well, now you do anyways. Let's just go through everything, right? So they're talking about recalibrating the system that the game runs on. This is good because they'll need to make these changes if we ever want to expand the game in different ways. Yes, we can add cards and play as is forever on the current system. That's great. And we actually thought this would take longer than it did. But now we can access things like two-headed giant, potentially, theoretically, right? I would assume that they built the new system to handle multiple players. Just my hopes and dreams. But again, these are my suspicions only. But again, multiple players, two-headed giant, commander, 1v1v1, 4v4, whatever you want to, not 4v4, but you know what I mean, 4-player commander. So these multiple player game modes can be a possibility, potentially, thanks to the new system update that they're rolling out. And they're basically saying that it's changing nothing right now, but in the future, it's going to be very, very important, right? So then we move into the Jumpstart Historic Horizons. They're kind of just like talking about this a little bit more. We touched on that in our last video. There's like 800 new cards coming to, well, they're not all new, but 800 cards in this little set coming to Arena, which is pretty crazy. So get ready. The event is starting on the 12th, I believe. So you can start farming them at that point, which is pretty cool. So it's the same thing where you take, 2 packs that you pick and you smash them together. They're talking about how they're going to keep track of the packs that you've already collected. So they're always giving you a new choice, which is really good. And then they are going to self-adjust your lands for you, which is really nice. So after you pick all your packs, then they're going to give you some nice lands, right? We've got the monocolored cycling and then the dual lands, which is really, really nice. And then, just kind of talking about all of the cards coming into Arena. 120 new to MTG Arena reprints and about 400 returning cards already available on Arena. So we do have a big chunk of these cards already available in our collection, which is great news for my wild cards and yours as well, I'm sure. But there's going to be a lot of new cards as well, right? So they're bringing in new archetypes as well, which is pretty cool. So Perpetual is a way to have in the digital format of the game only, your counters or effects to stay in effect. So Perpetual is a digital modifier that can be applied to an existing magic rule. Simply put, Perpetual modifications persist beyond zone transfers. It doesn't matter if a card is discarded, dies, bounced to the grave, or even exiled and then returned to the game later. Perpetual effects last until the game ends, right? So this is very cool, whether it's a +1/+1 counter, a minus effect, and I'm sure there'll be many more as well. Conjur is pretty cool. So Conjur, is a way similar as creating tokens, but you're creating cards instead and doing what that card is specified to do. So this lets you to create cards, keyword naming a specific card and what is to be done with it, right? So you don't get to choose. The effect names the card and what to do with it, which is pretty cool. So you can conjure something to your hand, your library, or even directly into the battlefield. Once you do, it is a full out card, so all of the rules will apply to it until the end of the game, where it just kind of disappears into wherever it came from. And then Seek is a streamlined way to get a card out of your library. It describes some specific quality or qualities of a card, and then one card that matches those qualities will be randomly selected from your library and then placed into your hand. No searching, no shuffling. So, it's just a randomized tutor effect, basically, which is pretty cool. And then they're talking about how things that are really important to the game will stay. If you want to learn more You can check out this interview. You can check out the weekly Magic stream that they did yesterday, which is pretty cool. Talking about the digital only format, how they're able to adjust the game a little bit while still holding true to the, the traditional Magic that we all know, the standard, the competitive scene, all of that has been in place forever. It's important that they leave that alone and protect it. And then they still are making progress trying to, step into the new digital only format where they can make these changes and mix things up, which is pretty cool, right? So, with that being said, the big news, what we're all here for, Historic Brawl, 100 card queue here until September, right? They're talking about how it performed really well in the past, which is really good. And then they also mention how, like Standard Brawl, they will use a matchmaking system that compares your power level of commander to your opponents to keep things relatively fair, which is really nice. And, the standard queue is still going to be there. Quick note on rotation. The last 4 sets leave. Eldraine, Theros, Ikoria, M21. Get out of here. You know what I mean? You're gone. And then we're going to be keeping Zendikar, Kaldheim, Strixhaven, Forgotten Realms. The next set will be Midnight Hunt and then Crimson Vow. So vampires, I believe, or maybe I have that. I don't know which one's vampires and werewolves, but there'll be 2 sets that come out close to one another, I believe. Moving past that, the cleanup step, just talking about how you can keep an eye on the status page. There will be 2 maintenances, right, for the recalibration, right? It's going to take a couple hours, they said, and then the normal update will take 4 hours downtime, 11 a.m. or 7 a.m. to 11 on the 10th, and then on the 12th as well. And then the ranks will be split up for the season because of the update and the new system. So there's going to be an early August rank to the 12th or whatever, I believe. And you will have 2 qualifying chances here. I don't know where this is. I'll control find it myself. Okay, so another major impact is the August 21 rank season will be split into 2. Early August, the 1st to the 10th, and late August, the 10th to the 31st. There will be a reset between the 2. Mythic players will get dumped to Diamond 1. Other players will keep their current rank, right? There will be 2 chances to qualify. In the early August, the top 500, and then in the late August, the top 1200 as always, right? So this is really, really cool. And then they're talking about how there could be bugs with the news change. If you could be kind and, put in bug reports if you find any so they can fix them right away. So, overall, I'm really happy with the article. Pleased with the system changes. That's really cool surprise. We knew about Horizons, and I think the Historic Brawl is a really nice change as well. So I'm excited to play with some new cards, play some Historic Brawl, and definitely excited for the future. And hopefully we get some new game modes like Two-Headed Giant, the Commander style Brawl game modes where it's more than 1v1 like this. So that would be a lot of fun. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Of course, thanks for watching. Like the video to support me. Subscribe to the channel to win a complete D&D rare playset. And of course, check out the link tree for the latest and greatest ways to support me, join the community. We've got the Spotify in there, as well as the tournaments and many more things. Right? So check that out. Have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.